Hey, what is going on YouTube? It is Russian Terror 97 back here again for another review. Go check out my Ruger 1022 and Bushmaster XM15 AR-15 review, if you would please. So right now we are going to be reviewing Bulgarian military Makarov. Was actually used in the Bulgarian army. My dealer told me, and it has the original serial number and everything. It has definitely seen some usage, but by far this is the most accurate pistol I've ever owned. This is chambered in 9x18, which is 1mm shorter than 9mm and 1mm longer than 380 ACP. So we're going to go ahead and chamber check this. Take the magazine out. So it does have single action. You just pull the hammer back. Makes for a lot smoother trigger. Still has about a 5 or 6 pound trigger, but it also has double action, which is about a 10 or 11 pound trigger. As you can see, my hand is kind of shaking. And like I said, by far this is the most accurate pistol I've ever owned. And no, this is not pointed at me, so when I bought this originally, the rear sight was moved to the side a considerable amount, and that really got on my nerves. So what I did was I put a little bit of Tetra gun lube right here where it is, and I kind of smacked it with a hammer, and it took a lot of force to move that. Obviously somebody in the military must have dropped it or something and moved the rear sight. Nonetheless, it was still on point, even though I was shooting having to look only down to the front sight, because I couldn't use the rear sight because it was all the way over here. But I can't remember if it was to the left or to the right, but I know it was moved a lot. So I'm not really sure what this star is on the grip here. This is a very small pistol, but it fits my hand very well. Compact, has that really nice Makarov look that I really like. I've liked it since the game Far Cry 2 is where I actually first learned about the Makarov. Now it does have a pretty strange looking safety on it, and I lubed everything up a couple hours after buying this that same night, because everything on it looked like it had not been serviced in probably 5 years, I would say, since it got put out of service. This one, but the safety was extremely hard to move. The slide wouldn't come back that easy as it does now. Even the mag release, and the mag release is in a very funky place, which I'm not a real big fan of. I wish it was on the side, but you know, let's go ahead and put the magazine back in it. I'm going to show you. Here is the mag release right here on the bottom, but I can still do it pretty quick. I don't have an extra mag for it, so I can't just pull out another fully loaded mag and drop it right in there. But 9x18, of course I already said that, but the only thing that's loose on this pistol is the grip, and it's just barely loose. It's not even showing signs of wanting to come off. It just goes down and up a little bit. But disassembly on a Makarov is extremely easy. By far the easiest, right beside the Glock. I'd say the Glock is a little bit easier, but all you gotta do is pull the trigger guard down, pull it back, and pull up. You slide it off, take your recoil spring off. I did lube this up fairly well, and if you look, it's like that Taurus G2 Millennium that I owned, which was a 9mm, 1mm longer than this, but totally different look. So I could actually pull the trigger, it would reset, I could pull it again, unlike some of them that are, I think it's called striker fired, where you have to rack the slide back again to lock the hammer back. But it has about a 20-pound spring in it, so it's a very strong spring. And if you're not careful when you pull off this slide, which is a very heavy slide by the way, it will shoot off. So I also learned that with my 1911. But I'm gonna look down. Of course, this is actually, it's showing signs. That was already like that when I bought it. It has definitely seen some combat or something of that nature. But it has been used a shit ton. And so I lubed it up real good, put it back together. And I'll show you how easy it is to put it back together. Sometimes it gives me a little bit of trouble, but not very much. So all you gotta do is just, as you can see, there's a little slot right there. Push your recoil spring in there, pull it back. Actually need to have the hammer back. Just slide it back on there. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get it to go back on and slide forward. Yeah, I had this problem earlier today, and I pulled the mag out and it worked just fine. Yeah, it's being a little asshole. I know it, trust me guys, I know how to put this thing back together. It's just been giving me a little bit of trouble lately. There we go. So let's do that again. Make sure we didn't fuck up anything on this pistol. Yeah, there we go. And then to get it completely back together, see how easy that is? Take my finger and just slap it to the side. It's ready to go again. So it comes with an 8-round magazine. Like I said, 9x18, so it's in between 380 and 9mm. So ammo on it, the price on the ammunition is cheaper than 9mm, because I buy steel cased ammo, since I know this is a European pistol, so they don't really have to use that really expensive classy ammunition, just like the AK-47. You can put anything you want through it and it's not going to hurt that rifle. Same way with the Makarov. Doesn't require any fancy ammunition to be put through it for it to work right. Locks back, slide release, pretty smooth. Sometimes it gives me a little trouble, sometimes it doesn't, but so that's really everything that I can say about this. Is it's got its original serial number, original slide, and it has 2 spots for the serial number. I'm not going to show that serial number, by the way. But heavy trigger is the only thing I got to say that's bad about this pistol. Is only on double action is it really tough. But when I'm holding it with 2 hands, it's really not that heavy or hard to shoot. But like I said earlier, by far the most accurate pistol I've ever owned. More accurate than my Glock, and it really doesn't have much recoil, but I'm not going to say it has none. It's got more than the 380, but less than the 9mm. So I was popping caps off Coke bottles from about 10 yards away with this pistol, so I can say, for me, it's the most accurate pistol, and I would definitely carry this, you know, smaller than 9mm, but it'll still do the job, and I can shoot it rapidly and keep on target. So that pretty much wraps up the review for the Bulgarian military Makarov, and as always, pack, dip, spit, keep on a vape, and I'll see you guys later for the next review.